Puff Daddy throws parties that interest the FBI. Big parties, huge parties, parties with scaby babies. That's the nickname for his unholy young lovers. Parties that allow trafficking, sexy times, a lot of sexy times with many individuals. Did I mention lots of sexy times with many, many different partners? And a room we're not allowed to speak of. He calls them freak-offs. The name reminds me of angsty youths in the 90s. Imagine a pair of titties so wild, so out of control that even the neighbors can't control their erections. That's a freak-off, you timid nipple clown. These aren't your average backyard barbecues. These are the days of our lives. Just like that soap opera that your mom watched instead of taking care of you. We're talking Olympic-sized swimming pools filled with milky semen. We're talking mountains of cleavage and moose knuckles higher than Mount Everest. We're talking one that read like the guest list to Epstein Island. You know you've made Puffy sensual when you get an invite to a Puff Daddy freak-off. But here's the issue. Getting invited is harder than the cocks presented at the said freak-off. People have done some woke things trying to get past Puffy's sexual advances. I heard a story about Mark Ruffalo. He ate 20 corn kernels and the proclaimed, "I am popcorn master of Steve." That has nothing to do with P Diddy. Security guards at a freak-off have seen your naked body. One dude, convinced he was a master of the male G-spot, showed up and ravaged holes. He wasn't supposed to do that. It's not Puffy approved. Now said dude is buried up to his neck and awaiting the lawnmower. Another guy, fueled by gas station heroin, tried to suck ghost dick. He was mildly successful. He ended up inside a clear plastic ball, rolling around like a hamster. The lengths people go to are mostly illegal, and honestly, I'm here for it. But hey, you can blame them. A Puffy party requires the relinquishment of one's inhibitions. It's the kind of party where you might do a bump of some strange white powder, or find yourself sharing a plate of various opioids with your family. Don't you dare tell Carlos on 11th Street. It's a testicle spectacle, a once-in-a-lifetime experience that will make you believe demons exist. And if you think Jerry has the best heart murmur, wait till you hear about the after parties. They're even more exclusive, more illegal, and they employ little people, aka midgets, because they're too small to talk back. It's like a party within a party, a never-ending cycle of chicken pleasure, processed cheese slices, and Father Peter's holy ball sweat. Now you might be thinking, this sounds like no place for kids. Well, wrong again, Mr. Stupid. Puff Daddy said it makes finding the right child easier. So he provides on-site daycare at his freak-offs. A more appropriate name for it would have been Day Scare. That's right, you peasant. While you're busy scissoring with A-listers and sipping on that top-shelf adrenochrome, your little ones are being entertained by qualified professionals. They're also being shown to potential buyers online. They've got bouncy castles, face painting, a petting zoo with male prostitutes, you name it. It's basically a repressed memory waiting to happen for the little ones. Parents can inform the police of a missing child, knowing their kid was sold into the sex trade. I mean, talk about high-dollar therapy. Puff Daddy really has thought of everything. It's almost enough to make you forget about that time he made you worship stink. Almost. Section 4. What happens at freak-off? So you finally got invited after the indoctrination rituals. You've navigated the sea of Hollywood pedophiles, avoided the guy who gives backshots, Alex Dongspit, and safely deposited your kids in a cage from the Mad Max franchise. Now what? Well, hold on to your love handles because things are getting steamy. One minute you're playing air hockey with Drake's horsecock, the next you're caught in an infant explosion, triggered by a surprise performance by Fuckboy Feldman. You might find a battle baby created by satanic worship, or participating in a baby-making session with Stevie Wonder on all fours. And let's not forget about the food. It's not just food, it's Soylent Green. We're talking Michelin star cannibals flown in from around the globe, preparing dishes you can't even pronounce, let alone penetrate. It's a feast for the Dark Lord, a symphony of flavors that will remind your taste buds what hemorrhoid creams taste like, or maybe just explode spontaneously. Section 5. The aftermath. The sun rises and you sprint out of Puff Daddy's freak-off, wondering if you really did get sodomized by a Hollywood elite. Your head is being sucked, your clothes are probably missing, and you have a vague memory of masturbating with Diddy himself. What song was playing during the act? You can't quite remember, but you do have 300 GB of illegal sexual content stored on your phone's hard drive. You spend the next week in the arms of Diddy because he manipulated you somehow. You now belong to Puffy. You try to explain the dried sperm, but Diddy won't let you. He wants to turn into a wombat in front of you. But you know what? Some things just happen, only because P Diddy is now a wombat and you're super confused as to why. So, the next time you see Puff Daddy, give him a belly rub. He's the man who knows how to brag about his illegal activities, then get arrested. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, you'll be lucky enough to see Puff Daddy as a human and then as a wombat. Just don't try to communicate with Puffy when he's a wombat. He won't respond because he is a fucking wombat. Then you will refer to him as Frisky Wombat. Join a freak-off, but don't tell your parents or Uncle Frank.